Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Connected Live. I said I was going to get on about a half an hour ago, and I just got a little bit delayed with everything going on in the house with a new puppy. So I do have, I can't see, sorry about that, hair all over the place. I do have him in a crate right now, so if you hear chirping or screaming, that is him. He is an interesting individual, Bo is. And the topic I wanted to cover today was, something I had posted this morning was, do animals reflect us, or is it that they pick up stuff from us? So in my years of working with people and their dogs in particular, even cats, horses too, actually, any animals close to humans, I've heard some kind of old dogma that is really not applicable anymore, or maybe it never was. So the dogma was that, say, like a woman had a Shih Tzu, and the Shih Tzu was highly nervous, and the Shih Tzu needed medication, had all kinds of weird anxiety issues, and then you look at the person, and then the person also has anxiety issues that need medication. And we find out, or many people that were doing healing work would say, well, it's your fault the dog is nervous because you're nervous. Which then kind of lays blame completely on the person, and it almost suggests that the dog doesn't have a choice in the matter. And I've never subscribed to that. Now, I know, like, for example, with humans, when you raise a kid, pretty much by the age of 2, the child is formed. They've watched you, they've seen everything, they've picked up everything that you do, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Can a child supersede a lot of the dysfunction that happens? Absolutely, they can supersede it. It takes work, but they can. And they have traits of both parents, and then they have traits that are their own. And as a child grows, they make decisions. And the same thing really can be said for animal companions as well. It's a little bit of both, like I said in my post. You will attract animals that are like energy, that are similar to yourself, and you will, and when I say like energy, they will reflect things that you're working on, and people that are awake will use the opportunity to learn those lessons and move forward, which then the animal also moves forward, because that's the whole point. People get paired up, and people said, well, I didn't choose this dog, it was a gift, or I didn't choose this horse, it was given to me or whatever. But again, in kind of the energetics, like attracts like. So with that said, it's a combination of both. So your animals, if you have high expectations for them, and expectations means not that they have to be perfect, but that you believe that they understand you, you believe they can communicate with you, then, and you believe that they can learn your language, they absolutely will. And yes, there's some animals that are smarter than others, just like there's some people that are smarter than others. It's, I find that really smart people tend to attract really brilliant individual animal companions. And then there's some cases where they get some that are not so smart, and you wonder, how did that happen? The person is brilliant. Why didn't they get a brilliant dog? Maybe they needed a lighter individual for their life because their life was already so intense with their intelligence. Maybe they're with their career that they just needed like a dog that was more just a dog and knew how to have fun in order to show the person how to have fun. So there's many different ways of looking at this. And so when I work with clients, I have to look at the whole picture and see what's going on. And I don't just kind of choose one avenue to say, it's your dog, it's your fault the dog has separation anxiety, because you can't get a hold of your own anxiety. And that's not the case. That's so simplistic and so remedial, and doesn't give a person solutions. What it does is it blames the person and then puts the person in kind of an impossible situation of because I can't get a hold of my anxiety, I can't help my dog, and I don't even know how to help myself, and it creates a downward spiral for people that's not helpful. So I always come at it from everything happens for a reason, and you look at the whole picture in order to figure out what the reason is, and then you helped both the person and the animal shift whatever lessons they need to shift from, to, etc. through. And so, like in my life right now, I have 3 German Shepherds and 2 horses. And my husband's always laughing. He's saying our newest baby, Bo, is a reflection of me. He has these horrible temper tantrums. And most people who know me and know my healing work, they're like, you don't have a temper. You're so calm. Oh, but when I was young, I had a temper on me, really big temper. And so it's interesting. And yes, like I'll also address, do animals reincarnate? Absolutely. I've seen it so many times with clients, and I've had it happen to me to the point where people say I should write a book, because even my vet who does animal communication work, who's a DVM, she's very well respected, one day just remarked when she met everybody, she just went, do you know how lucky you are? The type of animals you attract are just unbelievably amazing and gifted. And I've always said, I think that's my reward for having chosen my profession. So when you look at animal traits and you look at issues, you have to look at the whole picture. And if you need help figuring it out, because not all training and not all behavior work is going to get you through some of these issues, you have to understand the energetic, the emotional, and the physical sources of the issues in order to really move through. And I work with some wonderful trainers, partner with some wonderful behaviorists to help them with clients all the time. It does not invalidate training or behavior work. It means there's just another level that needs to be addressed. And it doesn't mean that it's a particularly hard client. It's more of an evolved situation. So if you just need one thing like training, then that's a very simplistic solution. You're teaching the human being common language. You're teaching the person how to communicate with the dog in a way that allows for an appropriate education. And then there are some situations, as I said, that are different, and it just means they're complex, but not in a bad way. It's more of an evolved approach to include someone like myself with training, with behavior work, in order to have your dog and you be the best you can be. And this includes horses and any animal partner, whether it's horses, birds, cats. You want to really kind of expand that education to understand the other side of it, which, my type of work addresses. You have to address, the emotional, the physical, and the energetic. And usually in some of the hardest cases, where people were ready to give up, they'll be like, well, when we introduced you, it solved it all. It wasn't that I solved it. It was they had already done training behavior. They had done the foundational work. They needed to do an upgrade and kind of do the type of work that I do that addresses a more evolved component. And then they have the relationship with the dog or the cat or the horse that they want. So challenging circumstances don't mean you have the extraordinary. It means you have an opportunity to really not only upgrade the animal's life, but your own life. And so that's my message for today. Please feel free to share it with others. I'll be posting it on YouTube a little bit later. And I am going to do one more Connected Live today, but it's not going to be about animals. It's going to be about the human animals. So in about probably noon Central Time, US. Sorry, I was looking out into the distance. I was looking at the clock. I'll come back on and talk about a different topic. So thanks again, guys. If you have any questions, please go ahead and put it in the topics. If you have questions about my work, please go to my website, connectedenergyhealing.com, which will be in the comments, and I will talk to you all soon. I hope you have a great day, and I hope this helps some folks kind of understand if their situations are needing an upgraded approach rather than just the training approach. Okay, thanks again. Bye-bye.